There was a retreat in 2010 that a famous monk, who I shall not name, but I think many of you will already know, invited me to, and I remember going begrudgingly. I'd kind of decided I'd give it a shot because this monk was very charming. And I went on the retreat, didn't really attend very much because I felt out of place. It is a very bewildering experience to enter into spiritual communities because there's a certain lingo at play, a dress code at play, there's practices that are unspoken of. And so I felt very out of place as a teenage boy. Well, it was like early adulthood. On one of the penultimate nights, there was a kirtan happening, and I sat at the back of the room because I was like, real men don't sing. You know, what's this singing business? This isn't real spirituality. I thought you were meant to meditate in silence. So I'm sitting at the back of the room and I get a text message from my girlfriend at the time. And it said in no uncertain words, "It's over." And my heart was broken. Like, yeah, everyone was dancing and I was like, they're on something. Something's in the incense or something in the room. Everyone's feeling something else, but I was completely isolated in this bubble. I remember feeling as though my world was crumbling around me. You know, imagine your love, the person that you love the most in that moment has just texted you saying it's over. And I remember thinking to myself, I got two options. I can either try and make this work via text, which by the way wasn't working because I was in some Spanish hills and there was no reception, no signal. So I was like, either try and make it work. And every time I tried to click, 3 times furiously on a number to try and get a letter, those Nokia 3310s, which you had to click like furiously to get any kind of words out. And I remember, okay, try and fail. And it kept failing, message sent failure. Or I could go to my room and cry. Those are my two options. Or maybe I stay in this kirtan and surrender a little bit, let go, and maybe give this a chance. And there's a photo of me that I'll never let anyone see the light of day. It will never resurface. No, you cannot have this photo. It's me with my hands raised up in the air, tears coming from my eyes, and I was wearing a really tight yellow t-shirt that wasn't made for my figure. And when you raise your hands and the t-shirt raises, and so it's like scandalously high over my belly. And I remember every time I look at this photo, I just think, this is a happy person. And so after that experience, I ran up to the facilitator of that particular kirtan. I just was bombarding him with questions. And as it happens, the girlfriend became my wife. The facilitator of that kirtan became my spiritual teacher. And 15, 20 years later, I'm trying to give that experience to others to help them feel a sense of a spiritual shelter. From piano lessons to sharing kirtan. Quite the journey.
You find this phenomenon all the time where it's like, okay, I was chilling, life was all right, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. And then that breaking point is what inclined you to, I had a similar experience where
we learn more from rock bottom than we do from mountain tops. And I think many times people see success as a linear line from here to there and it's upward trajectory. Usually success looks a bit like this. It's still upward trajectory, but there's a lot of dips, ups and downs along the way. And accepting that there's going to be hardship is a big part of becoming resilient in becoming successful. I think we give up too easily because of a lack of discipline or a lack of desire or a lack of tolerance for this is going to be a little bit uncomfortable. And generally, if we're consistent in our efforts and we're sincere with a purpose, then I've seen that most people, if not all people who are consistent and sincere with their efforts, will make it, will find a level of success. It may not be to the level you want it to be, but you will find success.